like to welcome a new friend, acquaintance, first time talking. I have Debbie joining us from Seven Cedars and specifically from the hotel. Debbie, what's your title with Seven Cedars?
Hotel manager. Pretty
Hotel
fancy, huh?
hotel man. Well, I could have, I don't know, hospitality liaison. There's lots of different stuff, but
Right.
this
Yeah.
was a huge project. I have lots of friends who work within the tribe, whether it's on the hospitality or the Jamestown Clinic side. But this has been a big thing that's been in the making for a long time. Can you maybe highlight for those that don't know the background, kind of when this bubble started going and kind of the process from the get-go?
Sure. So first of all, thanks for having me over. Today, we're right into our 2-month anniversary of being open. We opened August 4th, so actually approaching 3 months very soon. This has been a vision of Jamestown's Clallam for really a long time. The casino, of course, is 26 years old. Cedars at Dungeness just celebrated 50th anniversary.
Wow.
So not having a hotel associated with those businesses has been something they've had a keen desire for. And back in mid 2000, 2008, there was a feasibility study done that said, yes, we should have a hotel attached to the casino. But of course, that was a downturn of the economy, and wisdom said, right idea, wrong time. So that kernel of inspiration has been going, and of course, a lot of people drive right by here every day. And so the question was, well, what kind of property should it be? And so the vision was and remains that the property has opened under the criteria of 4 Diamond, which, if you're not familiar with that, it's basically one of the rating services for hotels, and it allows us to have measuring sticks of what we will do in the design of the property. So that's what we've done.
Does 4 Diamond mean that every time you order a coffee or drink, you have to hold your pinky up when you drink it? Is that essentially what we mean by 4 Diamond? That it's
Not,
a pinkies
not,
up establishment?
not at all. The idea is that we have comfort, quality, high level of customer service, engagement with the community, as much as we can involve the local community. So you'll see that in from the time you step through the front doors into Jamestown Java, which you just pulled up a cup of coffee, so I can, or hot something there. So that's a pretty fun story to tell. You know, we partnered with Rain Shadow here in Squim. We did a cupping, it's called, where you go in and you have all these different beans and you figure out, well, what is it that you want your coffee to taste like? So a bunch of us did that. We went over and stood around a bunch of coffee beans and decided on the Jamestown Java that we have in our coffee shop. So you can buy the beans there. All of our coffee is made from there. They deliver the beans to us with regularity. And in addition to that, there's this great little cupcake place right next to Rain Shadow called That Takes the Cake. And so they now make a cupcake that has the espresso in it called the Jamestown Java Cupcake.
Wow,
That's
shout out
kind
to
of fun.
two local businesses. Obviously, I'm a patron of both of them. So shout out to Rain Shadow and That Takes a Cake. That's really cool how you're, I love the fact of incorporating more of those local vendors and ways to,
Mhm.
infuse for people that are in our town, that kind of love of being in Swim in our area, but also for people that are out of town to kind of show them other businesses. That's a cool showcase.
Yeah, so that's all available right when you walk in the hotel, and you don't have to have your pinky up at all, unless that's how you hold your cup. But we've done that across the board with we have e-bikes. Our electric bikes are from Sound Kayaks and Bikes in Port Angeles. We have guy over in Port Angeles that repurposes baseball gloves.
Oh,
Casey with Mac Provisions, he has a display in there and is selling his products there. Of course, we have lavender, we have honey, all kinds of local things that you need to have to celebrate that engagement with the community.
that is really cool. Now you mentioned previously about Jamestown Java, and you mentioned I think there's something about the hospitality, and so you walk in the doors because I haven't quite been down there yet, but you're coaxing me in on this journey. You walk in
Good.
the doors. What can we expect?
So first of all, when you drive in, you'll have what we call the arrival, the sense of place. We have our a new totem. Of course, you know, Jamestown is very big on totems, and we dedicated our totem, which is 40 feet tall. And that is right as you approach the front of the hotel. Beautiful porte cochere. You drive through to get to the front of the hotel, and then you walk in. And I think what I hear the most is people kind of go, "Oh, I had no idea." It's beautiful. The thought, the art. We have over 700 pieces of art just in the hotel.
Wow.
We have a beautiful art gallery that runs from the lobby down to the elevator bank, and anybody is welcome to come and enjoy that. Reflecting Coast Salish art, all different mediums, and it's been curated with a lot of thought about representing many different tribes, actually, different artists. And so you walk in the lobby, you'll see beautiful, we don't have a big front desk across the front of it. You'll see 3 pods with friendly faces welcoming you. The front desks, actually, they're made out of walnut, which is a beautiful wood, and you're going to see a lot of wood. So if you come in, you can enjoy the lobby, and we're completely non-smoking facility. It now adjoins to the casino, which is 65% non-smoking, and so
By the way,
two buildings
another
together.
cheers for cutting back on the smoking. I mean, I know it's kind of a part, but we were talking with some friends about that, and that was one of the reasons they say I don't like casinos because of that. So I know that
Right.
Jamestown's made a huge effort to offer all of these amenities to folks that are, hypersensitive to the smoke or just plain old don't like walking home when their stuff stinks like it, right?
Well, and you know, a lot of people, even smokers, don't really like to sleep in smoke. You know, they
Yeah.
like to sleep in clean and fresh, and so that's what we're presenting. Of course, opening during a pandemic is a totally different plan than what we had, but we're still trying to keep the hospitality in that and not just make it. You know, the words hospital and hospitality are very similar, right?
Yeah. How
So
sterile, but be good, right?
yeah, so the question is, I mean, I'm sitting right now in my little office, but we require thermal checks of everyone when you come in, guests included. Our employees all have that happen every day, and it's recorded. Um, and then we, of course, everyone wears masks. We have a lot of cool masks actually in Jamestown, Java too, if you want to explore the mask world, even for little kids. We've got little kid masks.
Man,
Um,
you're good at plugging this local gift shop, aren't you? I like what you're doing. We've got the custom baseball mitt restoration. We've got all the local
yeah.
goods. I like it.
Well, and you know, we're open early in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and we're open all day. So you can come and have coffee or sandwiches or salads or pick up your wine and beer. We have a cider in there that's a tribal member made the cider called Two Hooligans. I don't know if you've had that yet, but it's awesome. Matt Grinnell is the one doing that, and it's actually being distributed now. You can get it in lots of
Isn't that
different
awesome?
places. It's awesome, yeah. So so we're taking all the measures to make it feel hospitable and still make it feel like you're taken care of from the COVID world.
So talk to me a little bit about that because I've talked with a lot of business owners and community members about how they've operated existing businesses during this whole pandemic, but a dream that's been around for over 10 years and avoided one economic downturn, kind of didn't avoid this one. What lessons or what things have been like aha moments for the tribe and you specifically running the hotel as the hotel manager? Do you have any like one or two good like nuggets that you're like, this was either a blessing or this was a huge hurdle for us?
Well, I mean, I think I was very concerned about being able to staff appropriately, but we've ended up with a great team of people that really want to work, and so that for all of us on the Olympic Peninsula, that's a challenge is finding team members, and in a way, we've been blessed because people need work and they're looking for work, and it's a great place to work. So that's been fantastic. We opened with we were really following extreme guidelines and at the same time trying to take care of guests. You know, we have the golf course, Cedars at Dungeness. So we thought, well, it'd be great if we could have people come and stay with us for a golf outing and then drive them over to the golf course. But people want to be in their own cars. They're keeping their clubs with them. So they're not really ready to have that level of service. So, for example, we opened with valet at the hotel and nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
So we said, well, I guess we won't do valet. I don't want anybody in my car.
Yeah.
Even though we were following all the COVID protocol for that, it just wasn't something that people wanted. In all of our guest rooms, we have this really nifty tablet. It's like a iPad sort of, but it's got, and we had planned this even pre-COVID, but with COVID, it really has become a big deal. On the tablet is everything that you normally would see in a 3-ring binder in a guest room. So, you know, the welcome, the room service menu, the evacuation procedures in case of a tsunami, you know, what the things to do. We've been able to populate that with all kinds of fun things for people to do. The TV guide, every room has a 65-inch television. So,
Yes.
you know, if you really want to come and just be in a really, there's this whole approach right now of people want staycations because they're tired of being in their own environment, but they don't really want to drive forever to get to that. So we are seeing a lot of locals coming over just to have a change of scenery, you know? In fact, you mentioned Zoom a minute ago with your children. We actually had a guest request a late checkout because his kids were on a Zoom class and they needed to finish their Zoom class. And we said, of course, get those kids studying up.
So talk to me, because I have friends that work there and I've heard and seen some photos and stuff. There are some really cool cutting edge amenities in these rooms. Since I don't get like private access to go and like tour and show people that are watching this, can you talk to me about like maybe give me your top 3, if you had to do like a David Letterman top 3, like what's awesome about these rooms, give them to me now.
From a technology standpoint or just in general?
All of it, whatever you like the best.
Well, I like the fact that, you know, when you go into a hotel and you walk down the hall and all you see are housekeeping carts, then you kind of have to go like this to get around them. Well, we don't have that because we have these beautiful areas going into each guest room area where the housekeepers' carts are kind of hidden, but they're also right close to where the rooms are. And there's beautiful art right there. So, and we instituted a method of cleaning your rooms, which is called the clean cart, dirty cart system. Again, we had planned that pre-COVID, but with COVID, it's awesome. Where everything that's in a guest room that is clean, it comes off of one cart, and everything that's not clean, that is left over from the guest, comes out and goes straight to the dirty cart, and the two never mix. So that creates just, you know, in your mind, oh, those rooms are probably pretty clean. The spaciousness of the rooms, people talk about that a lot. And then we have high-speed Wi-Fi. I think everybody's probably seen, you know, when you come through Blinn, up until just a few months ago, you would lose your phone, right? You can't hear, oh, I'm in Blinn, that's where I am. Well, there's a new tower, and within the property, we have 5G Wi-Fi. You know, it's like you really have trouble not being able to connect to everybody. So we have high-speed Wi-Fi and easy connecting to your technology. And people, of course, are traveling with more technology than they ever have. So we have lots of places to plug in every guest room. You don't have to, I used to travel a lot. You don't have to like get down on the floor to plug your computer in. It's at the right height, and there's plenty of options for that. And then, of course, the TV and the tablet make it really easy for people to feel like they're connected.
You're really selling it. We've got e-bikes, we've got great artwork, we've got custom coffee and cupcakes and TV if I want to do the Seahawks game there. I mean, You're starting to really paint the picture as to what the options are. Now, I know that I have a friend that works in the hospitality realm and doing some of the special packages. We've seen some of those that you guys have been working on. If people want to be up to date, locals, or obviously most of this viewership is going to be in Clallam County, go figure. If people want to stay up to date on deals and options and local discounts and different stuff, what's the best way that they can stay in touch with the new casino hotel?
Well, we have a lot of options depending on which method you like. You can sign up for emails, and we're doing more email blasts to people to keep them informed about what's going on. Of course, we have social media. We have a pretty vibrant Facebook page. We also have Instagram. And I think that looking at the website from time to time is always a good way to learn what's going on, because that's vibrant. Or just come over. If you're in Clallam County, just come on over. You don't have to be a hotel guest. Just come and buy a coffee and check out the art and take a walk around. We do have some meeting space as well. Of course, meetings are really different now. And we're doing some hybrid meetings, kind of like what you and I are doing right now.
Yep.
But there will also be people in the room, socially distanced. We measure out the tables. We have fewer tables. But we have a way, our main meeting space called Blinn Bay has 4 screens that come down from the ceiling, really cool audio-visual. And we have these banquet tables that have plug-ins, so you can plug your computer in right where you're sitting. So that's the bigger space, and it divides into 2. And then we have a smaller space. But most of the meetings these days are, 10, 20 people, some of them 8. And we have a way of serving food and beverage that's safe. We're doing more sack lunches, box lunches, meals in a way that people feel comfortable with all of that. I like the idea of, yes, what?
Oh, you brought me. We're coming up. I always promise our guests we'll try to be around 15 minutes. And you've come up to, I want to ask you one last question.
Yes.
And it's very important. As someone, as you can tell by my svelte figure, I'm big into food and beverage. And you mentioned room service. What is your favorite item on the menu that you can get at room service there?
Well, that's a great question.
I know. So when you said food and catering, I was like, I got to ask about food.
Okay, so we call it Cedar Eats, giving you an impression that it's not the kind of room service where you come into the room and you take the thing off of the cover off of the food. Because we don't enter a guest room once a guest is in it, right? The guest goes into the room, it's been sealed, it's been inspected and sealed, and now that belongs to the guest. So we deliver it kind of like Uber Eats would. It's in a sack, but we deliver it on a cart. You pick up the sack, and I'll tell you what my husband really likes, because we stayed here a little while back with him, and he doesn't eat pasta very often. And I know there's some great pasta places around, but the linguine is to die for. Fettuccine, any of the pastas that chef puts on there. Of course, we do the pizzas. My favorite is a steak salad. It is definitely going to fill you up. And then the chocolate tuxedo cake.
Oh, now we're talking. Yes, that'll go with my Jamestown Java, a nice piece of chocolate tuxedo cake. Well, Debbie, I've taken your 15 minutes of fame. Pretty painless, right? You feel like you escaped unscathed?
Yes. Thank you. And do come over. I'd love to see you here. Thank you for your time today.
Absolutely. I appreciate your time as well. And hopefully you have the Sharpie ready, because I'm sure after this now, when you go out in town, even with the mask on, people will be asking for your autographs.
Oh, yes. Right.
All right. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Stay well.